this series is gonna look different. In the top we do have Liquid's Cure. In the bottom it's the Basilisk of Serral. Now Cure's already moving out with the first SCV, is sending out the second SCV. It's gonna be a double proxy barracks opening here. We'll have to see on the exact location, but seems to be like somewhere around here is gonna be where he's gonna produce things. And that's a quick rally into the second base here. Kind of funny, he does not see up the ramp, so he, like, this would be a super easy scout for a drone. Serral is not really that famous for scouting around on a map with a drone. We're gonna see though if Cure can make something happen with this. It's gonna be 3 barracks, and he's gonna hide the 3rd barracks a tiny bit off here. So, like, difference is if this is only 2 barracks, you can usually see this with Reapers. There's gonna be a gas behind this, 2 barracks, and then Reaper trying to snowball. Now 3 racks is basically Marine. It's the Marine all in. He's gonna bring the SCVs. He's gonna try to just make Marines and bunkers and basically kill Serral. Now is this gonna happen? We're gonna see in the next couple of minutes. Or Serral is just gonna defend that, and if he defends that, I mean, there's nothing really to follow this up. We sometimes see like a factory transition, but that's a very late thing, and you just need to kill your opponent at this point. Now Serral is gonna see this. He has an Overlord out in the front here, so he's gonna see the bunkers. First bunker on the way. Q does not have the money to place down more right now, so he's gonna start to run, and Serral's just gonna kill the bunker. He's gonna cancel that one. Second bunker on the way. Serral going for the army, now going for that bunker again. He's gonna pull the low drones. He does lose a couple though. He does get a kill on the bunker. That's painful. 100 down the drain. And meanwhile, he's like moving a spine crawler during all that time. He's not really mining with much though. Like at this point, the Terran is vastly outmining the Zerg because the Zerg has to fight with most of the drones. Now we do see the Queen, we do see the spine finishing up. I feel like this rush is about to end here very soon, but can he? Maybe he pulled back the drones a tiny bit too soon here. The Marines, oh my god, that bunker is not gonna finish, but the Marines are gonna get the kill on the spine. Now he could bring another SCV, he's gonna let the bunker live, and indeed Serral is gonna GG, because he does not have the units to deal with this. He lost too much economy, and Cure makes the break happen. And definitely some errors in the engagement there by Serral, pulling back the drones too fast, losing a few additional drones which could have stayed alive, but in the end they didn't. Now let's go into the next map. I mean, it's Serral. He's gonna live, right? He's gonna just turn around the series like he already did so many other series. Gonna go into this one very fast. Top of Frost line, it's Cure, and the bottom, it's Serral. Utilizing that Overlord trick. Or the overpool, I guess. No, not the Overlord. The Extractor trick, there we go. The Extractor cancel into the Overlord later with that one additional drone. And the faster, arguably faster base. So basically you sacrifice like, what is it? 13 minerals? 6? Oh, it's only 6, right? So that's 2 trips. 6 minerals is like 1.2 trips from a drone. So if you can get that out of the drone, basically, but he also has like that, you also utilize the time, right, from that drone that needs to go here and then explode, you know. So Because during that time it can't mine as well, right? So I guess you need 2 trips. If you can get those 2 trips, it's gonna be worth it. From that additional drone that you made there. Now this game, definitely a different opening here from Cure. It's not gonna be that 3 racks, it's gonna be rather a 3cc opening most likely here. And he likes to prioritize the Marine before that add-on there. After the Reaper. I hope he's gonna remember combat shields this game. And all the good things that the Terran arsenal has to offer here. So he's gonna need it against Serral. I like this. He's kind of hugging that gas in case the Reaper comes over. He's gonna just go jump into the gas and make himself into an extractor. That queen was almost diving back into the ground of this map. That was kind of crazy. Did you see that? That first shooting animation, it kind of drowned into the bottom. I mean, he's so aggressive with that queen. The queen on top here is waiting for the Reaper to try and come in, and the main base is not gonna happen here. There's the 3rd CC, by the way, and that's a 2 barracks follow-up. So I kind of like this build way more than the Hellion Banshee version, because he's still gonna make a few Hellions, not too many though, but he's gonna go into a... I think it's only gonna be 2 Hellions, it might be 4, but he's just going into the double barracks opening, so he will go into a 16 Marine drop with this. And it's a very powerful, potent opening, because you're kind of skipping a lot of Hellion production and the Banshees for the Medivacs and the faster Marine production. Now, that means his power spike on the double drop, when he just can go out and fight, is going to be way earlier. I'm not sure though why he's producing that many Hellions. He's going into 4, now he's going to swap over. Might be a little bit much, but I mean, it's going to be fine probably here. He knows this better than I do. And he's going to swap over now. We'll probably see a starport added in soon with that extra add-on here, the reactor coming in. And 4 Hellions out on the map. Now, if he does not lose the Hellions, just keep the Reaper alive, I feel like this follow-up could be extremely nice. Oh, did Serral? I don't think he saw that. I don't think... Oh, he saw 2 barracks. Okay. He saw 2 barracks in the black hole! Oh my god! There's a black hole inside the Terran base. Ooh, that's crazy, man. The center of gravity. And it's like a square. It's not a black hole, it's a black square. The Terrans have really mastered that technology, it seems like. Oh boy, that could be a big issue here. Needs to be careful, I mean... Imagine you would fall into this freaking pit, it's insane. Like, the Terran... Literally, like, the Terran... defense, what it should be is... It should be... The supply depots should look like this. And then... Like, you can just open them and... Like links that units that try to pass and walk over would just fall into this. Like everything that stands on top fall in and then just die. And something like an Ultralisk or something that's just too big, that should not fall into the pit like Colossus. There should be some units, Thors, you know, that are too big. But everything else, you know, that's how Terran's defenses should look. Not those planetary fortresses. Now there's the Marine push. We do see actually an armory coming with this, so he's gonna utilize those for Hellbats. And only 1 medevac. He produced more. Oh my god, and the door is open. You can't even make this story up better here for Serral. So he gets the scout, and then he even gets in afterwards. There was only 1 single medevac produced for this to be a very sharp push timing, but he's already creating chaos across the map. Now, if the engage is bungled, then Serral is gonna win the game. But if, I mean, oh god, yeah, that's basically the bungled part of the engagement. There's only 3 SCVs lost. This is not the end of the world, but This was designed to kill most of the queens. And if you can snowball against the queens, you can sometimes kill a base, something like that. What do you think about Maru winning so much at Dallas? I actually haven't seen the games yet, so I'm gonna cast them probably in a few weeks. But yeah, I'm looking forward to already see that, because I think Maru hasn't really won that many. I know already the winners, I know the top 4 of course. I think he has not won that many offline events overseas, so you lost so many channel points. I don't think he hasn't won that much overseas, so I'm pretty sure that that might have been his first win in America, you know? So that's gonna give him some confidence, I feel like, for the World Cup. I'm pretty sure that's like what Maru really needed to be the Maru that he's at GSL, like everywhere else on the world. I feel like that's a step in his career that was necessary, and it was bound to happen eventually, but that was something that was missing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to his performance in the next month. In the next 2 months, I guess. It's like literally 2 months ago from now. Alright, engagement here in the north, but quick defense happening here from Serral. A nice easy pickup there from Cure to keep everything safe. I mean, the Marines really only shot at the Zerglings. He killed like 3, okay. He got a little bit of damage there. 4th command center on the way. Look at this 1-1 lineup here from both players. Serral 3 seconds ahead. Can he use them? Can he use them? There's it. 1, 2, 3. It's about 3 seconds again here. And no armor yet. I want to say it's about 3 seconds again. And there's the armor. He's gotta keep that lead. But he does not get into... He actually gets into +1 range now as the follow-up, and he will play this with a Lingebane Hydra style. Now the creep is not that great here into the north, and those drones, they have been seen. But Q's only poking with a little bit of a double drop here, so this setup is not going to be designed to try and break a base, and that's also not going to happen. So easy defense here for Serral, just needs to reinforce that creep again and establish his presence there into the north. That command center is having a bad time because a small burrowed Zergling is prevented from landing, of course. Kyo is gonna try to control the creep as much as he can here. He's gonna try to push this back, but Serral is doing a good job of re-establishing. As you can see, he lost all of the active troopers here just like a minute ago. Now he has them already up and running there, and already coming in with the Queen City. The creep doesn't even really go back. He's really keeping this safe. That was a little bit of a missed engage there, though, on that Widow Mine, unfortunately. Nice shot here by Cure. It's gonna grab quite a good amount of Zerglings. Unfortunate positioning for that sensor turret, I want to say. Get like a few Widow Mines here on the ramp. Could be a good play. Or you get that pitfall supply depot again. By the way, MW, good to see you again, brother. Hope you're having a good time. Now, Hive finally on the way here, Lurkaden on the way, and Serral is going to play a control game for himself. This base is kind of easy to split. We haven't really talked, this map. We haven't really talked about the map, but this map, every base is on a high ground. And there's a lot of ramps that you need to overcome to finally get rid of those bases. And those are easy defensive points. As you can see, Cure is already securing the bases down here, and if it goes to a split map scenario, well, efficiency is gonna be king. The issue though is, like, Banelings are not efficient. I mean, not that efficient. They need to connect. Lings are definitely not efficient. Marines, they can be very efficient. Definitely more than Lings. And he's even gonna keep this base safe here. I mean, it's not even a base, he's just keeping the position to himself. And if he can grab those 2 bases there in the bottom, I mean, what's Serral gonna do? I feel like Serral should win this in this mid game. We're currently starting to go into the later stages of the mid game. Maybe you could also call it the early late game. But it feels like he kind of needs to win in this part of that, in this state of the game. Because if it goes to the ultra late game, I feel like Kyo is just gonna abuse the map. And he's already doing that. Setting up a position here again for these units. He can evacuate even a bunch of those into the medevacs. He needs to be careful though. He does not want to lose the medevacs against these hydralisks, and he does not lose them indeed. Serral has a circling. Always ready on the next base. Kind of funny. He does not have any here, but he does have one here. There's always the next base that's going to be taken for the Terran. That's where he has going to be like... Just watch him burrow a circling here now next, because it's going to be the next base, right? Oh boy! Oh no! Now he's going to engage here into the bottom. Can he force Kyo to walk into that Bane Trap? Does he need Kyo to walk into that Bane Trap? Maybe he just has enough to overpower him. No, too much firepower for the Terran. Okay, that's why there was no circling yet at this base, because he knew he would reburrow here. Oh! Okay. Lurker. It's gonna siege this. One lurker. Coming in here again. He's trying to bust this down before this becomes a planetary, because that's when it's gonna be very difficult and very money intensive to bust this down. Lurkers just walking in here from the other side. I'm gonna try to pick this up. Oh my god, all of these SCVs are kind of in a bad position here. They have to walk through Lurker spines now. Ooh, that's so much pain. 15 SCVs are gonna fall. Oh my god, I can't believe this guy. He was trying to prevent the prophecy by all means, getting away with 1 HP there. Now Lurkers are holding the line here. Ghost tried to snipe those, but that didn't happen. Nice, very far abduct, but only one Hydra to try and snipe that medevac is not gonna be enough. A little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake here. And Kyo is just gonna GG. He still had like a fighting army. He still had so many things, but he's like saying, alright, let's go next. Not gonna win this anymore. I feel like he was still in a very good position. Not sure why he... Definitely a little bit of an early GG. Maybe he was confident that Serral could just win with that momentum he had there coming in. And push through all the bases. Maybe he was just so fed up with being harassed at the bottom base that he was like, alright man, I just can't get this base up. It's just too much right now. We're already, you know, losing here, so... Not sure. But I have to say, I'm not a fan of Kyo's plays. In the past, like, 2 months, he has been looking more and more sloppy. The execution is not as clean. Hasn't really been looking on fire. And, oops. It just feels like he's not that tuned in, you know? He's not, like, looking at something further down the line in his career. I mean, that's a pitfall that can, or like a trap, you know, where you can get kind of caught in as a pro gamer when there's like nothing on the line to play for really, right? If it's just like cups. I mean, nothing against those cups, but there's no big goal to try and play for, right? You just kind of play because you play at this point. And you have the contract as a professional player, and there's still money to win, so, and you're very good at making money with this game, so why don't you keep on playing, right? Now with the announcement, of course, now it's like, I want to say like a couple of months or something, right? Since we got the announcement for the Esports World Cup. Of course, there is the ultimate goal again, you know? There are 2 GSLs. I think the 1 GSL is already done, right? So there's another 1 GSL that's gonna happen. There's going to be those qualifiers. We just had Dallas happen, so there are those tournaments. And there is that big goal at the end of the year. Not in the end of the year though, but at the end of the season, I want to say. With the Esports World Cup holding another StarCraft finals there. Now, that's going to be, of course, again, a bunch of money on the line. So a very prestigious, very, well paid job if you can get the job done and make #1 at that point. And it's like the world champion, right? I mean, if you are gonna be a pro at a game and you don't want to become the world champion, you're doing something wrong. So yeah, I mean, and it feels like Cure just not have that drive right now. He's not really trying his hardest, it feels like. And we saw that kind of in the last game as well, right? I feel like if you just try, you know, fantasy GG timing, sometimes I really wish this guy would come back and teach the people. Because, like, sometimes you can just make magic happen. He's a coach now. I'm pretty sure he's a professional League of Legends coach or something. It's so crazy though, that guy is so good at Brood War. Like, if he would come back, I'm so confident if he would ever go back to play Brood War full time, he would probably win in GSL rather fast. I feel like he would be one of those guys who could win an ASL whenever he would come back to Brood War at any point. He's that good at that game. It's insane. And it feels like his style with that fantasy GG timing, right? Where he just doesn't give up and just keeps on playing, keeps on fighting. In Brood War, it just works better for him. Because his mechanics and stuff are so insane and it just pays off so well in that game to have insanely good mechanics. Now, Triple CC opening here. This time we're gonna go full standard. It's gonna be Hellion Banshee. No Tech Club yet, though. Okay, so no Hellion Banshee. Excuse me, Lucy. It's gonna be a Liberator. Love to see it. A little bit of a switch up, but the standard, or like the bones of the build are the same. It's gonna be that 1-1-1 setup here. So it's gonna utilize a little bit of a push, probably. We could see an early armory. I don't think so. It's probably going to be like just Hellions running in and the Liberator harassing at the same time in a different location to try and get some drone kills. And then the Liberator coming in with that push later and assisting or harassing a different base at the same time when that tank push is going to happen eventually here for the Terran. Now, Serral is playing a Roach game. And I'm not sure. He doesn't have any scouting intel, by the way. He doesn't even know where his opponent spawned. Hasn't seen any structure. But already the Roach Warden is going to be a great counter to a Liberator because, I mean, you're going to have some bias if you want to make some Ravages, and they are easy in sniping those lips. Interesting. Overmines is breakable walls. Yes, they do bleed out, and they are saved from bleeding out by putting creep under it. But they are mechanical. They are like structures. They're armored structure, so they're not biological, so you cannot transfuse them. I did all the testing already on this. But it's pretty cool, yeah. I like this. I want to see more of that, honestly. Also, like, I want to see those things on something like cooling towers, right? Which then collapse and kind of destroy resources or something. You could do that. You could do, like, early gold resources somewhere, which are very easy to grab. But then there's gonna be like structures that are bleeding out to a timer where they are gonna just destroy the resources, right? If they collapse onto the resources, then they are destroyed. So something like that. I want to see like map makers tinker more around with stuff like that. There's definitely some cool things you can do in StarCraft 2 at this point. Which you can't even do in StarCraft Brood War, right? You can't really destroy resources out on the map, I'm pretty sure, in Brood War. There's like no way to set that up in a map setting. He's gonna kill the rest of these, and he's gonna try to get some damage on this creepy, I wanna say, from behind. And that means that if he wants to control the creep in the middle, well, we could see a push through the middle. What are those guys doing here? Oh, okay, they were discussing on where to put the barracks, and one says like, I really want to see the view here. I really want to see the space. And you guys, you can look at the minerals, right? So he has the real estate. He kind of won in the paper scissors game there. And he got the real estate one. Now push here in the bottom. It's gonna snipe a few queens here, very early engaged. No vision there for Serral, a little bit uncharacteristic. Only reacting here very late. And can he get a good wraparound on this army though? There is no armory yet done. So only Hellions, but the Hellions are doing a fine job against the Lynx. And only Marines against the Roaches. So the Roaches are gonna be okay to keep on fighting these. The 1-1 to finish up. The Hellions are gonna walk away. 4 of them at least, so they can morph now into Hellbats. We do see the first Marauders being added on. And I like this. 3 tech labs for those 3 barracks. This one must have been more expensive, I want to say. You just take 3 player maps back into the map pool. There are 3 player maps now rotating in, but it's not that you'll never see them because it's just like nobody's gonna play. You need like 3 or 4 or 5 like multiple spawning location maps to actually see them being played. The pros at this point are never gonna go back and play them because they like them, you know. They're just so used. I mean, we've played one-on-one maps for like a decade at least. I'm pretty sure, maybe it was 2016 where we had the last 3-player map. Might have been merry-go-round. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe there's one more. Oh, those Hellbats! Yes! I'm gonna keep that turret, that tower safe. Now, big push. Starting to commence. Medivac is gonna bring a couple of tanks. Hello, I'm tasteless. This is Bonnie. This is such a Bonnie move. Alright. Enough for that. You know, Kyo is gonna bring the tanks here to the front line. He needs a siege one. Not the best position. I would have loved him to see him. Bring him back a tiny bit. Tiny bit more to the front here. Alright, big engage. Serral is gonna come in. There's some creep. There's a few blinding clouds. 3 tanks now. But just not enough to anchor this position. Still a good spread by Kyo. Can he overpower? There's still a bunch of Banes, but that 1 tank? I guess he found the perfect position after all. 14 kills. Is still standing strong. Marauders are having a good time here against these Roaches. Can he clear that base? Kyo. 2-2. About to finish up. A big lead here actually in that upgrade timing. And this time the engage is going to be more difficult. A nice blinding cloud though on the clump of Marines here and the tank here. Very nicely done by Serral. Another nice blinding cloud onto the tank here. Tank is not going to be able to shoot at all. And we see this army has nothing that can buffer whatever for themselves to stand their ground here. And yeah, Kyo is just gonna load up 2 Marines, 2 medevacs full of Marines, and I guess 2 Marauders. Just gonna try to go in and harass. And that push is done. There is no 4th base behind this. So that's actually a very sad sign here for Kyo. He didn't even kill the base down to the bottom. And I mean, Serral is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, soon to be 6 bases against 3. Does he have a command center there at the gold base? No, it's the army. It's the medevacs. Oh, that's poor. Oh, Cure. Swift finger there on that medevac control. Man, that pilot must have been like, oh fuck, you know. But it worked out. And in the end, ooh, she's gonna get out. She's gonna have the full payload as well. Still intact here. Serral is gonna get a cancelled base down here in the bottom, and even that drone was sniped, but the Marines do pay with their lives for that one. 3-3 is on the way, but the upgrade lead is already gone, as well as that medevac. I'm not sure. Cure doesn't really have like a good... He has like no transition behind this, there's nothing. He doesn't even get this gold base. I mean, it doesn't even make sense what he's doing right now, right? He had that army standing here. He should have just have this shoot at the gold base for the whole time. So he can just get it now. And he's gonna get those 2 Vipers. That's nice. But he did pay with 2 Vikings for that one. He had to invest into those Vikings. He's even gonna get only one, and the other one is gonna stay alive. But he only loses one Viking, I guess. There's the base floating down now, but I mean, look at this. There's no reinforcements. There's nothing that can even hold the line here. There's veins coming in. Oh no! Ouchie! 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 Oh! Oh, Serral the Merciful. I guess not. He just wanted to have something for the links as well. He's gonna even go into this base. Like, all the mining from Cure is down the drain right now. The SCVs are running. He only has 33 left anyways. And this base was healed up. Or was it rebuilt? I'm not sure, but I mean, it's healthy. And he even can let this go. He has everything under control here. He's killing this place as well. If he could get the upgrades, that would be amazing. And Cure is most likely gonna clean this with these reinforcements, but even like one of the armor upgrade, yeah, he's gotta kill that armor upgrade. If that would have been weapons, it would have been even worse, but at least he's gonna keep the weapons. Is he though? One roach harassing that? I mean, one marauder is gonna probably get that done. Now, this base is gonna stay alive for now. Tanks blinding clouded again here. Serral needs to fall back though. He's losing bases now as well. Base number 2. Can Cure keep this push alive? I mean, there's... Oh, no! 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 He repairs it! He doesn't have money! He doesn't have money! 10! He doesn't have money. He does finish it. Oh, God! And now it's gonna bleed down. Oh, my God! I mean, isn't even gonna matter. But it was a cool moment. Serral is so far ahead at this point. There's nothing here to stop him from winning that game. Oh God. GG! The GOAT makes it happen again here.